Hi, I keep forgetting, and I apologize. If you would like a transcript of this podcast, or you would like to leave me a message or ask a question to a group of other women who know exactly how you feel, or you just want to share, you can find me at Substack. I will link the whatever website, I don't know what you want to call Substack, at the bottom of these show notes. And I apologize for leaving that out the last couple weeks. I always forget that stuff. Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to really surrender control. Now, the word surrender is used a lot in the world of addiction. One of the things that always bothered me was that I was constantly being told that I needed to, quote, let go and surrender. But I never really understood how. The word surrender to me means letting go of my emotional investment in a certain outcome. I just made that up, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Surrender doesn't mean we stop loving or caring. Another way of looking at how to, quote, let go is to think about the opposite of surrendering. So, what is the opposite of surrendering, Michelle? You might be wondering. It's controlling. That's the opposite. And I know a lot of us just went like, ooh, controlling. That might resonate with a lot of us. So let me ask you a question. And I promise it's just you and me. So you can keep it real and you can be honest. We don't do judgments in this little safe community of ours. Would you consider yourself a controlling person? Do you put forth a lot of effort to get an outcome that you think is beneficial to your situation? What about this? When you are told no, are you the type of person who is determined to make it a yes? Do you run a situation over and over in your mind, trying to figure out how you can get someone to do whatever it is that you think is best? If you love someone suffering from addiction, here's some controlling behavior that might not be helpful. 1, tracking your loved one's location most of the time. There's an app. I use it with my kids, Life 360. Do you have it? Do you use it for your spouse? How often? What about looking for liquor or beer bottles in all of their hiding places? Or what about marking their bottles to see how much they have been drinking so you can prove to them that they actually have a problem or that they were lying? Texting them when you think they're up to no good? Or lecturing them when they come home late? Nagging them about their chores or responsibilities or micromanaging their schedule? Maybe you can relate to feeling anxious if you don't know where they are or how much they have had to drink. Getting other people to talk to them about getting sober. Have you ever considered or done that? What about researching helpful resources about sobriety and sending them links? Or, quote, casually bringing up your findings with the intention of convincing them that they need help. Trying your best to meet their every need so they won't drink or use drugs. Exhausting yourself with the expectation that everything needs to be perfect. Loving them so hard that letting them go seems so unbearable that you hold on even tighter. And lastly, ending up in a rage because everything you've tried isn't working. Now, if you can identify with one of these very, very common behaviors that we all have in this community, you are not alone. Welcome. We are your people and we get it. I could have answered yes to every single one of those questions, which is why I came up with them during different times in my life. Now, the good news is that these are all behaviors that we can surrender. And you want to know why you said yes to one or more of these questions? Like, in other words, what's behind your behavior? It's very simple. It's fear. You're afraid. We are scared that this disease is going to break our hearts and keep taking away the ones we love. We are holding on with both hands as tightly as we can because the idea of losing our loved ones scares us to death. So we fight for control. We do the opposite of surrender. When chaos happens in our lives because of this disease, we dig deeper, looking for solutions. We are overachievers. We dig our heels in deeper and try harder to fix the ones we love. We read more self-help books. We make the house even more clean. We try harder at work, or we insist the kids behave even better. We find an area in our lives that we can control, and we push harder. And then what happens? What happens with all this effort? Where has it gotten us? Now, there are certain areas of our lives where all of this effort pays off, for sure. Places where our determination and grit have clearly worked in our favor. For example, if we are controlling our budget and practice discipline, our autonomy over finances can help us feel strong and help us feel empowered. If we advocate for our mental health and make caring for ourselves a priority, that can be a very rewarding form of control. Control is not always bad. In fact, it's necessary for some of the success in our lives. But there are some areas where surrendering is the healthiest choice. Surrendering control over our loved one's addiction is a good thing, not only for us, but for them too. Now, remember those questions I asked you? It's not mentally, spiritually, or physically beneficial for us to say yes to any of them. We must let go of trying to control another grown adult. If the one that you love is above the age 18, and I'm really hoping they are, surrendering their future is key to our healing. And the good news is that surrendering is very simple. Just stop making the choices to get in their lane. Stay in your lane. Keep yourself busy with your healing and recovery. So let's make it even more specific, because talking in platitudes can be helpful, but I also love being incredibly tactical and practical. If you love someone suffering from the disease of addiction, this is what surrendering looks like. Are you ready? Stop tracking your loved one's location most of the time. Let them go where they want to and when they want to. Stop looking for their hiding spots and stop keeping track of how much they have had to drink. If you think they are making bad choices, don't reach out to them. Get busy doing something that you enjoy. Let them struggle with the consequences of their choices. Go to bed and don't worry about when they're going to come home. You can sleep in a different room if you like. Make a list of chores you would like done and post it on the fridge. Tell them you would love for these to get done. And then you keep a quiet mouth. If they don't do them, hire someone. If you can't afford to hire someone, try doing it yourself or forget about the chores. Manage your own schedule. Eat when you want to eat. Go out when you want to go out. Practice surrendering. Take a deep breath or 2 or 3, and you tell yourself that you are a grown adult in love with another grown adult, and that healthy relationships do not require micromanaging. You'll eventually find out where they have been and what they have been doing. You will. But their addiction has nothing to do with how well put together your life is. It's their battle to fight. Love them, support them, and give them consequences and boundaries.